Sheds, which is on the south, would be a better alternative. But the CFA believe that this is the place to be. So there needs to be some re-education about what it means in our current climate to make this as a place of resort. So that's got to change, which hopefully we'll be able to do that through this sort of channel. The other thing is, people are like sheep. Like, they will think, if they see a car drive here, they go, oh, this is where we need to go. Or social media will be posting, oh, you've got to go to, just one person has to say, you've got to go to the Oval, and everybody thinks that's where you go. So it's another challenge too, to block the roads and say, no, this is code red, you've got to leave. So the police and people that need to stand by those roads to stop people from coming in is another important mitigation of risk.
And they've got better things to do on those fire days. And it's something we haven't talked about, but Helena, you've mentioned a few times, is social media has changed the way fire information goes out. It's risky because there's a lot of misinformation, as you've said. During Black Summer in New South Wales, I think RFS had between 2 to 4 people online as their permanent job was correcting social media, because there was so much misinformation going out there, and that was their job across those months. But the other thing, the flip side is, under a bad fire condition, the smoke will reduce communication, so it's much harder for the waves to get through, and if the fires take out a tower, you can lose coverage. So social media very quickly disappears because you have no phone contact. If you get a blackout, you've got no power coming in anyway for other things, and so social media falls over very quickly. Where do you go if you don't have social media in an emergency? Anyone? Who's your local emergency broadcaster?
I was told, have your radio going, and I said, well, what if if you've got no power and you didn't have any spare batteries? He said, oh, go and sit in your car and listen to the radio. I said, oh, well, I don't.
So they recommend a battery-powered radio.
Yeah.
Anyone got one of those?
Yes.
Oh, my phone, but you've got no coverage to receive it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So we're so reliant on the phones because they've got everything on them. But if you're in an area like this, a battery-powered radio is about the only way you can do it. If you sit in your car, that's not too bad. But where we were in Black Summer, we didn't know when the petrol was coming in, so they were without petrol for 4 or 5 days. So I wasn't going to run my battery flat or run the engine just listening to the radio. Went to the local community shelter, and someone unplugged the radio because they wanted to charge their phone. And it's not the time you want to start a fight in a community shelter when everyone's just trying to survive and understand what the hell's going on. But all that information broke down very, very quickly. So having a means of listening into your local ABC, which is the emergency broadcaster wherever you are, that's not your phone, is really important. But their coverage can also get affected, but AM will travel further than FM.
So we've got 2 towers in front of us, and
Okay.
there's one at the lookout where we'll go at our last
So you've got some
stop.
nice redundancy there.
So
So
and
if
we're
you
all
hear-
on NBN, so we don't have ADSL, so we're all in NBN.
I can't get a